Hey everyone! So since it's 7 Gypsies week over at BlueMoonScrapbooking.com, oh by the way, they're having some awesome sales. The first sale is on the binder or the 7 Gypsies border punch, and also on the 7 Gypsies bindery punch. And make sure you check out the Blue blog because they're having daily giveaways that are just unbelievable. But tonight I'm going to show you how to make these pockets for your photo carousel. And these are little page pockets. And they're really, really neat. And my photo carousel is really bare, so all this week we're going to be having fun with that. So first you're going to need 12 by 12 paper and your paper trimmer. And you're going to cut your paper at 7.5 and 11.5. So right now I'm cutting at 7.5 inches. Then I'm going to cut at 11.5 inches. Now you're going to score at 11 inches. So just slide that down a bit and score it. Then turn it over, and if you're going to use a paper that is going to need to be right side up, this next score should be at the bottom of your pocket. So my next score is going to be at 7 inches. Then you're going to turn it over this way again, so the scores that cross are facing out that way, and you're going to score it at 5.5 inches. So I scored at 7 inches, 11 inches, and 5.5 inches. Now you're done with your paper. And now you're going to turn it over so you can see those score lines. And where those outermost score lines cross like this is where you're going to want to cut. So I'm turning mine over this way, and this is where they cross. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut along this score line all the way down to the center score line. That was at 5.5 inches. So cut as straight as you can. And just cut it up to that score line. Now you're going to cut down that middle score line just a tad until you can cut that strip off. Next, you're going to cut the little corners off down to the score line. That'll be the 7-inch score line, and you're going to do that on all sides. And see, there's a score line here, so I'm cutting from the score line at an angle just to cut those corners off. And they don't have to be perfect cuts. Next, you're going to turn it over, and this is going to be the front of your pocket, and I want to make little punched holes in mine, so I'm going to change out my punch here. And I'm going to do the tiny holes, so I've got the tiny punch. And stick my guides in there. Oops. There we go. So the side that doesn't have the little tab on the bottom, that's the side that I'm cutting right here at the top. So it's going to be the opposite side from that tab. And all I'm doing is I'm putting the paper in. If you could see these little dots, I'm just making that first score line is going to be just past that first dot. So there's the dot, and then my score line's like right there. And we're just going to punch down. Now I'm going to slide this down 3 holes, and I'm going to line it up with the dots on the guide and punch again, and then I'm going to slide it down 3 more times. Oops. Line that up real well. And punch down again. And one more time. And this is going to be my last punch because that last dot is near the center score line. Okay, then I'm going to take some walnut stain distress ink. I'm just going to get that inside where the holes are going to be acting as a window to see the inside, and I don't want it to be white. Then I'm also going to get this piece that is going to be folding in, and I'm going to fold this in now, just like that. And you're going to get that other tab on the bottom, fold that in, burnish it down, and fold your middle score. Then take your adhesive and get as close to this outer edge as you can. You don't want this separating later. And do both sides. And then you just fold it over. Super simple, easy to do, easy measurements, and then you've got this pocket. Now you need to switch out your punch to the ATC punch. So I've got this punch, and the picture's going out this way. And you don't need to use the guides for this because I have an easier way of making sure that the holes are punched perfectly to fit the carousel. And what I did was I just made a little template, and I just lined them up with the little bars on the photo carousel. Oops, sorry about that. And now what you're going to do is, this is the side that's going to be punched. You just center this onto your pocket, and then take a pen, and I'm just drawing a line along the widest part of the hole punch on all three. So now I've got these 3 lines. Now what you'll want to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going to take that line and I'm going to line it up with this picture. So just like that. So I lined it up. And I'm just sliding it in. I didn't put these tabs in there very well, so I'm just going to pop them out real quick. Sorry, I keep having to pull it out because I keep sliding it a little bit. Okay, so I'm slip that down, and I make my punch. And if you did that right, then no pen should be showing on your paper because it'll be punched out just like that. And I'm doing the same thing with the rest of the lines. And it's actually really easy to punch, but I have carpal tunnel, so my wrist hurt, and it's looking like it's difficult for me. So there's your pocket. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink the edges just to distress it a little bit. Even more. It's already distressed a lot. The pattern of this paper is really neat. And I'm not being real careful because I want it to look pretty messy.